Introducing the Rhino, guaranteed to rip you a new one.
Guaranteed to
Rip.
Wouldn't that be the good Rhino?
So we just saw Ratchet and Clank, the movie based on the popular video game series on the PlayStation. So guys, what did you think of Ratchet and the Clank?
I thought it was good.
Well, it was better than Norm of the North.
You saw Norman of the North?
Yeah, I did.
How was it? Was it awful?
Horrible.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't see that one. I was like, woo, not seeing that one.
Yeah, you are glad.
I mean, why did you even see it anyways? I don't think you reviewed it, did you?
No, I didn't review it, but yeah. Hey, I kind of need some movies to fill up a place in my top 10 list. Worst of the year list, that is. This probably won't be up there, but I think it's really forgettable, though.
I don't know. I don't agree with that. I actually really liked it, and
well, I know you guys probably you guys played the game, right?
I have.
No.
I have. John has not.
But I know the basic premise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's and it's. But don't just because I'm a fan of the video games doesn't, because there's been fans of the video games who do not like this film at all, who are just like, they don't hate it, they just didn't think it was very good. They just didn't think it was, they thought it was average or something at best. But even though I'm a huge fan, I still really, I don't know, I like this movie. I don't think it's, but I'm not saying I think it's like the greatest animated movie of all time. It's not as good as Zootopia or Inside Out or anything, but it's still a really good. I still think it's a very good, enjoyable film, and especially for based on a video game, I thought it could be much worse.
Definitely.
Especially, one thing I'm not understanding is why everyone's everyone's like, oh my god, Warcraft, that's gonna be the Renaissance, that's gonna bring good video game movies to the forefront or something like that. Like everyone's already predicting that's gonna be the first good, or the new Assassin's Creed 2. That's another one everyone thinks is gonna change people's minds.
Yeah, that's because they've been popular for years.
I mean, Ratchet and Clank's been popular for years, but it's not as popular as like the World of Warcraft thing, or even as like Assassin's Creed is even more popular than. And I think Ratchet and Clank's been around longer than Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it has.
But those movies are way more popular, so that's why everyone's like, I think this one's gonna be the one that changes.
You mean those series?
Yeah, I think.
But
and I think that's why this one mostly got unnoticed.
It doesn't. Ratchet and Clank, I don't think has actually had has the following that World of Warcraft or Assassin's Creed have.
Yeah, it's kind of. But I don't know. I was looking forward to this movie, and I think I got what I don't. I'm like I say, I don't think this movie's amazing. I think it's fun. I think it's an enjoyable film. And since I love the games, I think it captures the spirit of the games for the most part. And they even got some of the voice actors back. Like, they didn't completely make everyone
Clank?
a guest star. Like Ratchet, they got voices of Ratchet. They got the voice of Clank. They got the voice of what's his name, Captain Quark and Dr. Nefarious. All four of them were their actual voice actors from the game. The only one that I missed was the voice of the Chairman Drek. They got Paul Giamatti. And
really, he was a character? I thought he was just
in the first game. He was the villain in the first game, but he was voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson, who's a really good voice actor. I would have loved to seen him as the villain. He has a very good voice. Like I would have.
Kevin Michael. Why do I keep mixing him up with Michael Clark Duncan?
Yeah, I know. The three name thing can be really confusing, but I would have loved to see him as Chairman Drek. Paul Giamatti was fine. I thought he did a good job. I could barely even tell it was Paul Giamatti.
Yeah.
Stallone, I could definitely tell it was Stallone, though, for the most part. It definitely sounded Stallone-ish. Stallone was like the robot guy. The only other person was Bella Thorne, but then again, I've only really seen her in Blended. I didn't see... Supposedly she was in the Alexander No Good Day or whatever.
Alexander in the Terrible
She was in that,
No
too,
Good
supposedly.
Day,
I think I saw her in the trailer for a second. But she was in Blended as well, and Blended, that was the Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore film. That was all right. It was definitely better than most Sandler films, but I don't know. I for the most part, I liked it, especially because I love to see stuff from. I did like to see some of the stuff from the game. I didn't feel it was too pushy, like, hey, look, there's that thing. Or they didn't feel there was just a couple things. Like, I liked like the guns. You saw some of the guns.
Oh yeah.
And there was even an inclusion of when the part where Clark's like, "Have you defeated? Oh, we defeated Dr. Nefarious," and then he showed another guy who's actually a villain from another Ratchet and Clank game, who is like, "Have you defeated this guy twice?" Who was, and then there's other cool stuff. There's even Mr. Zircon, who's like this little bodyguard who follows you around in the game. That's what they fight him in this, which I thought I would have liked to see Ratchet team up with Zircon. That'd be awesome. Especially because in the game, if you upgrade Mr. Zircon, he gets a son Zircon and then a mother Zircon. And the stuff they say is great about it. It's awesome. Just like all the, but yeah, I think they captured the especially because the Ratchet and Clank is especially known for its like ridiculous guns and stuff. Sorry, I think I'm talking a little too much. You guys might want to say something.
But you're the one most qualified to talk.
Yeah, because I want to kind of get, since I know you didn't like it very much, but what do you think from a person who doesn't really know the games? Or I know you didn't like the film, but like what?
Well, so Dr. Nefarious came first, right? Because I kept thinking, really, Dr. Nefarious? I kept thinking Dr. Nefario from Despicable Me.
He does kind of have a ridiculous name, but it's supposed to be kind of ridiculous. But the only thing they changed was, well, he was never in the first game. The first game was just Chairman Drek, and there wasn't the whole Galactic Armada people, the Galactic Rangers or whatever. It was just Captain Quark, and then he had some people who worked for him, but that was about it. Like there was Helga, who was his personal trainer, and there was like some other people, but like because this movie basically it's basically the first game. They just rearranged and changed a lot of stuff from it, and yeah, of course they had to, but yeah, Dr. Nefarious is in the games, but he wasn't in the first. He was in the third, and he was never a human. There was never even a mention that he was a human before.
He's not human.
Yeah, in the games he's just a robot who hates organics, which he calls squishies. And he basically starts like a robotic uprising and tries to turn like everyone into a robot or kill people who aren't robots. It's interesting, but you can, what you were gonna say? Or
I was going to add, he also has like the inventions of Dr. Doofenshmirtz, like the Sheepinator.
Yeah, because like I said, it's Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank has a lot of ridiculous guns.
Yeah,
there's even the disco ball thing where people dance. And there's even they just added a new one in the new game that's based on this movie called the Pixelator, where you turn people to basically 8-bit pixels. And you can, there's even the snow into the Nexus. There's one you can turn people into snowmen. It's just they have a lot of ridiculous. It's because that's what Ratchet and Clank is all about. Like their ridiculous guns and stuff. But so what do you want to?
And is it also known for ridiculous villain schemes?
Yes, the villains are kind of goofy. They're not.
Yeah, because the lead villain, well, for the most part, the lead villain, who's voiced by Paul Giamatti, his plan is to, you guessed it, rule the galaxy.
Well, he just wants to build...
Of course!
Well, he's just trying to build himself a planet. They didn't... The thing is, in the game, they actually go over it. In the movie, they barely did. There was just one scene where he's like, "Oh, I had to live underground," but the reason, the whole reason in the game is that he's destroying planets because his original planet was his planet, they're all really stupid, and they basically ruined their planet with toxic waste, so they couldn't live on top of the ground anymore, so they wanted to build a new planet to live on. Because that was beautiful and perfect. That was basically, he wasn't trying to take, Nefarious was trying to take over the world. He was trying to destroy everything. For some reason they didn't, and that was my one problem, is that they turned Dr. Nefarious into basically they turned him into the Mandarin from Iron Man 3, where he's like a guy who knew Tony Stark, and then Tony Stark disappointed him once, and then he just he becomes evil. He was just bullied. He was a nerd who was bullied, and then he became evil. I thought that was kind of lame. When in the games, I said, he just starts out a robot, and he wants to turn everyone into a robot. So
did anyone else think he looked like a design for the Green Goblin?
Yeah, I know.
It's I kept saying to myself, man, I could see this guy on the glider throwing the pumpkin bombs, and you know what? I wouldn't even question it. Not at all. Just
yeah.
But yeah,
have Willem Dafoe, and you know what? That's all you need.
And you know how blowing up one planet was going to it was going to cause a chain reaction in the end.
Mm-hmm.
His own planet is built in that solar system. So
again, it wasn't his plan to destroy that planet. It was
Right.
nefarious.
All right, yeah.
Nefarious kind
Nefarious.
of one is.
Also,
Although
I
sure
do
hope-
like how Drek is killed at the end.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you brought this on yourself.
Yeah. But if that chain reaction explosion did occur, and it would take out like the entire solar system because the ship has like a weapon like the Death Stars to explode a planet. So I sure hope that his ship would have been fast enough to outrun that kind of destruction.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure Nefarious would have been long away or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Also, I like the Omni wrench.
Yeah, the horse is big.
Okay.
I guess if I do have little problems. Like I said, like with the turn Doctor Nefarious kind of lame. I kind of liked him, and not saying he was like amazing villain. He was kind of goofy. The one thing I did was kind of miss is that Doctor Nefarious actually is a robot butler who does not take him seriously at all. Like, he just does not give a crap what Nefarious does. He's like, okay, just kind of there. And also, another thing, because Dr. Nefarious in the games, whenever he gets really angry, it always plays a radio soap opera on his head. It is so... Especially in, like, Ratchet Deadlocked, where he's like... Because after he gets defeated, he's, like, found again, and, like, you see him again, like, Ratchet Deadlock floating where he was, like, defeated or whatever. And then he gets angry, and, like, in the soap opera, I guess, like, it turns out that, like, the guy cheated on her or something. It was really fun. They cut a lot of, like, there was some stuff they cut out that I really would have liked to seen in the film, I guess. And I do think there were some jokes that did not hit for me. Most of the jokes I thought were funny, but there were a couple jokes where it's just like, that's okay.
Like what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think really the only thing really positive I can say about this is just there were just kind of a few funny lines, like where that one guy gets killed, falls off the ledge, and you hear the Wilhelm scream, and then someone else, no, Wilhelm!
Yeah, that was great.
Okay.
I don't know why, but like one of my favorite jokes has got to be because there's that whenever he's like, plan the destruction here, some guy always has to yell, plan the destruction here, and then he's like, so how's things at home? Really great. It's like one of my favorite jokes. I just love that one.
So yeah, a few jokes like those, but other times they really fall flat. Like Clank he's just kind of there to rattle off statistics like C-3PO, like the chances of us surviving this are 999,660 to 1. And yeah, it's just...
I don't know. Well, then again, like, I really liked Clank. I thought he was very... Like I said, I thought the characters for the most part were very true to their none of the characters were, except for the ones who were made up. They were most of the Galactic Rangers were made up. Like Rosie O'Dawson's character she's not in the games, except for the new one. But none of the Galactic Rangers were in the original game. It was, like I said, it was just Captain Quark. And another thing they also changed is they changed Captain Quark quite a lot. In the games, he was just kind of a bumbling, like he was just kind of he always works for Drek, and he was not really a hero. He kind of just stole other stories from other heroes. He just kind of he always took the blame, especially in the
like
third,
Gilderoy Lockhart
or something. Yeah, kind of like that. He kind of took. he's mostly kind of an idiot, though he was only supposed to be one-off villain in the first one, but they brought him back in the third one because he became a fan favorite because Captain Quark is great in this movie. I thought he always had like some of the funniest lines in this movie. I thought they captured him pretty well. Clank, I didn't feel Clank was that bad. I didn't know. I felt he actually did, especially because there was this whole thing about how Captain Quark and Ratchet and the others are just kind of shoot, and him and Rosie O'Dawson's character were like the smart characters, and they're just like, they're trying to tell these people, no, I think we should have more of a plan, and they're just like, nope, we're going in there, we're shitting them all. And of course, it always backfired until like they have a real good plan. Yeah, I don't know, I liked it. What you had something else to add, or?
Yeah, I just found like the characters to be really generic. The animation's not really anything all that spectacular, and also it really lacks heart too. Which, as Captain Quark says, that's what it takes, heart. Okay, well, so.
I don't know. I felt there was a lot of heart in this film, anyways. For at least what I saw, I don't know. Maybe
I don't know. It's just kind of a few really brief moments with, not very deep dialogue. That's
I don't know. But like I said, I think I like this film. Like I said, I don't think it's as good as like Zootopia or something like that. But I still think it's enjoyable because I don't think like a lot of people have gotten this in their head that every movie, CGI movie for kids nowadays has to have has to be like this smart intellectual thing that makes you think. It's like, I don't think so. I think, why can't we just have a couple fun films? I mean, that's what
Yeah.
I mean. Despicable Me movies are fun. They're not anything like spectacular in the story area, but people like that. I'm not like angry that people, because I know understand there's people, I understand there's a lot of people who don't particularly like this film, but I'm not angry about it. I don't, because I guess I can kind of see why, and not, it's not just like people who hate the games, because even people who like the games have come out and said they didn't like this movie so much.
I've never played the games, but I was interested even before seeing this movie. I've been interested in a while.
Because yeah, this movie's been like, this movie's, I saw a teaser for this movie in like 2010 or 11 or something like that. Like on, I remember I was looking on game trailers and like, movie, what the heck? And then like, except it was supposed to come out in 2015 at the time. Even if like, if you look at the credits, it even says like at the end it says 2015, because they postponed it a bit because they wanted to get the game and the movie a bit more prepared so they could make the best thing they possibly could or whatever. So, but I'm kind of glad they did that because the game turned out pretty good. I don't know. I thought the movie was fine, though. It is from a director I'm kind of on the iffy about, because I didn't like TMNT all that much, and Dylan Dog was not particularly very good. Those are the last two films he did. Kevin Monroe, or whatever his name is. He did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, TMNT, the animated one. And then he also did Dylan Dog with Brandon Routh, which was like this.
Roth, isn't it Roth?
Brandon Routh. Who I like Brandon Roth. Some people like think Dylan Dog was a terrible movie because of him, but no, I didn't. Dylan Dog had some good moments too. It had Sam Hunterton or whatever his name is. He's an actor. He was really good in that. He was actually really funny. He was actually one of the bright spots of that film. But he always has things I always like about his films, and there's always stuff I'm kind of iffy about. Even in this one, I felt there were some jokes I thought were in, maybe some scenes that could have not have happened, like maybe the old man scene with the car and the chase. I don't know, maybe. But other than that, I don't know. I like this film. I mean, like I said, maybe it is that I'm a big fan of the games. I mean, like I said, some people fan of the games who aren't liking this so much, but maybe it's because I'm a big fan of the games. Maybe like my fan head or whatever, my fan goggles are on or something like that. I'm not sure what it is, but I don't know. I just really liked this film. I thought it was funny and I thought it was fun. And do you guys have anything else to add, or what did you think of the voice acting or any of the voice actors?
Yeah, the voice acting was fine.
What about Paul Giamatti? Because you usually like him as an actor. Do you think he was good?
Yeah, he was. I didn't even know it was him. Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked Richard. What's that? I can't pronounce his last name. Who voices Dr. Nefarious? He was the Principal Snyder in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I like him. He's a good actor. He's a really entertaining guy. And I didn't even know he voiced Dr. Nefarious in the games at all until like I just looked him up like a while ago. Oh, there he is. I didn't know that. But and I like that they got some actual voice actors. They got the people returning as Ratchet and Clank and Quark. And what do you guys think of Rosario Dawson as the nerdy lady?
I thought she was okay.
Yeah.
Though the only thing is, I don't really like James Arnold Taylor voices Ratchet. I don't particularly like him as a voice actor all that much. I mean, he's not bad, but he's done some voices in the past that I didn't like him so much in. But he actually has a really good Fred Flintstone impression, though. I saw a documentary about voice actors he was in. He was really good. So, but other than that, and I don't know. Would you guys anything else you want to add about the film? Or,
no, I thought it was okay.
All right.
But I guess I want to kind of add maybe some more about why this film is not like. I'm not saying like I'm not angry. Like I'm not gonna be like Grace Randolph. She's on that. I've told you about her from beyond the trailer. Like she really liked Batman v Superman, and she didn't. And she's been kind of taking that kind of badly. But she's been some of her speculations have been way off about why people don't like the film, and I think it's coming. It sounds kind of like it's coming from like a hateful and kind of a mean place. But I have my reasons why people. I understand why you don't. It probably I understand completely. You didn't thought it wasn't very funny and stuff or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I don't. But yeah. So I guess final thoughts grading. You can go first, Bob.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this movie it just kind of came and went. Really took really little away from it. It's not insulting the kid's intelligence like Norm in the North, but you can definitely skip it. I'd give it a D+.
Okay.
I coming into this, I didn't really know. Okay, I sort of knew what to expect, but I've never played the games. kind of want to, but yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I'm gonna give this a B.
Okay.
So before I finish, I just want to say I'm sorry. I've probably talked more than you guys because
It's all right.
I love the games, and I guess I wanted to talk about more. I guess I had more things to say about this film than I guess you guys did. I'm sorry because I think I did cut you guys off a bit. I think you guys did maybe had some things to add, but
It's all right. If we had been talking about like The Land Before Time 14, I would have been like you in the back seat saying a lot more than you guys.
Yeah. Well, though I probably would have had things to add because I've seen some of the Before Time stuff as well.
Yeah.
Though it's been forever, but I've seen some of them. Yeah. But I'm probably gonna go a bit. I don't know if this might. Most people will probably see this as a bit too high. I'm not gonna give it like an A or something. I'll give it like an A minus. Like I said, I think it's probably because I'm really biased against like the Ratchet and Clank series. Like I like all of them, even the ones that most people don't particularly like All for One. A lot of people didn't like that game so much. I kind of like it because you get to play as Captain Quark and Doctor Nefarious. It's the only games you get to play as them, so I kind of enjoy it. Though I haven't played Full Frontal Assault, that's another one people didn't like so much. But other than that, like I guess maybe it's because I'm just kind of biased. Maybe I'm not sure, but I don't know. I really liked it. I didn't really have any problems because even like movies that people have been like, oh, I don't like that film very much, like The Huntsman, Winter's War. Like a lot of people are hating that one. I didn't think it like I thought it was all right. I thought it had some enjoyable stuff in it, but I can still see why people are like this one. I'm still just, even though it's been explained to me why, I still don't see it. And that's why I saw it again, because I saw it last night and I wanted to see it again with you guys to maybe so I could kind of see maybe where people aren't enjoying it so much, and I don't know, I just can't. So A minus for me.
Okay. So we've got a few new trailers. We've got the new one for the BFG. That really brought back a lot of memories for me.
Have you read the book?
I haven't read the book, but I do remember seeing the play at the Seattle Children's Theater.
Oh yeah.
That's actually a play I wouldn't mind seeing again. I remember how funny it was. I totally forgot about this element of the movie, but when the big friendly giant brings what's the girl's name? Sophie, yes. Brings her to that like canyon with all those glowing lights, which are dreams, of course, and the yellow and red ones are like funny dreams, and then green ones are nightmares. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that now.
I'm giving it a yes, especially I think the scene that kind of made me really want to see it was the part where the giant takes the girl and then he was like hiding and then he used like that thing to cover up the light so you couldn't see him. I thought that was really cool. I was like, okay, I kind of want to see this now. And also has Steven Spielberg and John Williams is back doing the music because he was kind of absent for the Bridge of Spies, John Williams, for the last film. So I'm gonna give it a yes. What would you give it? Yes.
Yes.
I would give it a yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you have to say about it, John? You didn't say much about what you thought.
I was really impressed by this.
Yeah, like it just looks really good, and I'm also once I learned Bill Hader's in the film, I want to see who he plays. He probably plays one of the giants. I'm kind of curious to see that.
Yeah. So July 1st. And then we got the new Angry Birds trailer, and that one we actually get some of the game action.
Yeah, not only the game, but even the song from the game.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear it.
They played that. Yeah, they played it.
Okay.
It just it's hard. It was a little hard to hear, but yeah, they played that too.
Yeah.
And it definitely looks a little. I mean, I liked the first couple trailers had scenes that made me go, okay, I want to see that movie. Like the first one had the. Had that. The second one had I think the Mighty Eagle scene, and then the third one had and then this one has, of course, it's the House of Horrors. Because but even they've all had like at least one joke that I might have checked. Oh, actually, wait, no. The joke I actually really liked in the third one was the dinosaur one.
Yeah,
the little bird. I thought you would love that one because you love Jurassic Park. You're a huge Jurassic Park fan, so I thought you would love the dinosaur. I thought that was good.
That was
But there's always jokes, at least one joke in those trailers that always makes me cringe a bit. Like the first one, it was downward dog. I'm like, okay, that's not very funny.
Then in this trailer, we've also got the boomerang bird.
Yeah.
That bird's awesome.
Yeah, just like flips around. Hey, he's coming back. But yeah, But yeah, it definitely looks enjoyable. Though one thing I do like a little better than like the Secret Life of Pets is that they at least change the joke a little bit. I mean, not saying I hate the heavy metal joke. It's nice that I wish that they did at least add a new joke at the end because I might be sick of it, but there's probably a lot of people who are sick of this whole like who are probably sick of it who've probably seen the trailer a bunch of times or whatever. But
I don't know. The joke with the poodle rocking out at the end still makes me laugh.
yeah, it still makes me laugh too. But I do want to kind of mention something about like animated films. Like there's so many superhero films now. Everyone complains about that, but there's like so many. There's been like way more animated films now, and like over years, and no one complains about like we're oversaturated with animated films. I think we have more animated films every year than we do. Yeah, we have way more animated films than we do like superhero films a year. It's just I don't know. That's just kind of I just find that kind of weird. But on that, I'm still gonna give it a maybe. I'm still a little nervous because it is based on a video game, and
Wait, really?
yeah,
Angry Birds?
yeah.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
we were
it's a
talking
game.
about the
It's
Secret Life of Pets.
No, Angry Birds. We've already talked about Secret Life of Pets before. That one
Yeah.
trailer too. Angry Birds is based on a video game, so I'm still a little nervous because even Ratchet and Clank, I was still a little bit nervous for it, but I still I liked it. But so I'm gonna give it a maybe. What are you guys gonna give it?
Yes.
I probably
Yes.
don't know too much.
All right.
Like that third trailer pretty much cinched it for me.
All right. So.
Then there was Kubo and the Two Strings.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah.
one's a definite
yes.
yes for me because I love Leica. There has not been a film from them that I have not liked. Though the Box Trolls was a little meh, but I really liked Coraline and oh no, they also did the Corpse Bride as well. The Corpse Bride is pretty good. I liked Coraline and I really liked Paranorman. Did you guys see any of those? Or
I saw
No, I didn't.
Paranorman. I saw Corpse Bride. The only one I think I haven't seen is Box Trolls.
What about Coraline? You saw Coraline?
Yeah, I saw Coraline.
What have you seen any of the others?
No, I haven't. I'm not a huge fan of stop motion animation, but
Really?
maybe because I haven't seen a lot of them.
You
But
should definitely check out the Leica films. The Leica films are really good. Though probably check out the Box Trolls last because I'm afraid the Box Trolls might put you off a bit because the Box Trolls is probably the least best of their.
You've at
work.
least seen Nightmare Before Christmas, have you not?
yeah, I have seen it.
But I don't think they worked on they weren't like
I
it.
know.
It was just Henry Selick who did Coraline. Eventually directed Coraline.
Even
I
though it's
know.
Tim Burton's movie.
Well, though he only wrote the short story and produced it.
Yeah.
Henry Selick directed that and Coraline. Though he hasn't done any of the other Leica films though.
It was actually a poem.
Yeah, poem. Yeah, he did the poem. But I liked the I don't know. I'd give it a yes because I think it looks cool, and I liked like a. What would you guys give it? What do you think?
Maybe.
Yeah, sure.
That one's a maybe, but the Turtles is a definite yes. I'm kidding. But yeah,
All right.
it's a yes for me because, like I said, I'm just a huge fan of Leica, and I love stop motion. Stop motion is probably one of my favorite.
I like
It's probably
stop
my favorite.
motion.
It's probably my favorite anime because it's the hardest to do. It's really difficult, especially like there's that scene where he does like origami birds and mosquitoes. I mean, that must have taken like, especially once you know how like stop motion works, you have to do like take a picture frame.
Oh, definitely.
That must have been a pain to do, unless of course like it was bigger and like when they were filming it or something like that, and then they just made it look like it was smaller. I guess I'm not sure.
You know, I always in Coraline, it felt too the stop motion kind of looked more spaghetti-ish.
I don't know. I liked all the stop motion and especially.
I think they've definitely gotten better.
I don't think it was as good as like. Actually, I actually liked the animation in Coraline. I thought that was actually, especially Fantastic Mr. Fox. I think has some of my favorite stop motion because it looks really. It feels like old stop motion, like really weird looking. Because a lot of old stop motion stuff is weird, and I love it for it. Like something like the game The Neverhood has a really weird stop motion game, but yeah, But I don't know. I like stop motion, so I'll give it a yes. And you guys said maybe, right? Or John, would you give?
I said yes.
Oh, you said yes. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I guess I think that's the last new trailer, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
So, next week we got pretty much nothing. So, well, I suppose we got Civil War. I suppose we could do that if it's gonna be opening somewhere close.
We're doing Civil War.
Yeah, Civil War. So,
doesn't X-Men Apocalypse coming out next week?
yeah. Have we chosen sides?
I've already chosen captain.
Yeah.
No
Man.
Iron Man's in this car. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. Kidding. You, if you want to use Iron Man's.
Yeah.
Fine.
Well, the marketing campaign is choose a side, and yet the very poster warns us, divided we fall.
Yeah, though, I don't know. Like, supposedly the whole Civil War thing doesn't even happen until the last couple minutes. So, I don't know.
Yeah, so I guess it's about as accurate as Age of Ultron, when it's roughly 1 week of Ultron.
Yeah, I love. There is another Facebook meme where it's like, where they're like, it's like Ultron. How old are you? It's like, I'm not gonna tell. It's like Age of Ultron with a question mark.
Okay.
All right, Civil War next week.
Yes.